guys, Coach John here, and I'm all about helping you make the right moves for your business. Listen to international business coach Daniel Tolsen in this Better Business Results video. He's explaining the value of managing and improving your emotional intelligence. And I'm not talking about the fluffy stuff. I'm talking about the real quantifiable results you can receive by improving your emotional intelligence. Take a listen. I'll be back after this with your action items.
I was working with a group of professionals in Sydney, and we were showing them strategic and high performance leadership. And a part of that was developing their emotional intelligence, and it starts with self-awareness. These were great people. They were pulled out of a technical role, put into a leadership role, but their level of self-awareness was low. They didn't know why they thought and felt the way that they did. So working with emotional intelligence strategies and tactics, we helped increase their emotional intelligence by 1% a month. And this has been going up 1% every month for the past 7 months. As a result, the business had a cost savings of $35,000 per week. And this is at a time in the market where their products are selling at a lower price than they ever have in history, and more competitors going out of business. But they're saving $35,000 a week with a 1% incremental increase in their emotional intelligence.
But I want to talk a little bit more about the emotional intelligence work, right? You're using a tool called Emotional Quotient. Is that right?
That's correct. So what we do to measure the level of emotional intelligence is an emotional quotient assessment, which is part of the Focal Point coaching products.
And you had mentioned that not only does obviously the company benefit $35,000 a week, but I think I heard you say something that the employee gets a pretty healthy benefit as well.
The employee gets the first benefit because in the first time in their life using emotional intelligence, they can understand the 5 areas that influence them. The first is their level of self-awareness. So in the first time in their life, they get to understand who they are, why they think and feel the way that they do. Once they know that, they can start to increase their self-regulation, which is the second part of emotional intelligence. And this is the ability to get out of any stuck spot that they've ever been in. They go to work, they might not like their manager, they might have a heavy workload, and their thinking then gets them stuck in an emotional rut, and they just go around on a hamster wheel. So through self-awareness and self-regulation, they know why they think and feel the way that they do. And then they have multiple ways to get out of that stuck spot. And that's liberating for an employee. I know what it was like when I was cabin crew traveling around the world at 40,000 feet. Sometimes you got stuck in a rut, but if you couldn't get out, your life would be hell for 14 hours stuck in a metal tube at 40,000 feet. And it's liberating. And that's one of the biggest benefits. Once they get better self-regulation, they can start to improve their motivation. And true motivation with emotional intelligence, and which is measured by your emotional quotient, is the ability to get motivated beyond things like money or acknowledgement. It comes into that stage where you start to look beyond that and look to legacy. And people start to realize that when they're working inside a company, there's so much more that they can give. And they're actually the CEO of themselves, and they're selling their services back to the company. As a result of them increasing their emotional quotient, they can improve, if they improve 1%, they will get a direct reflection in their salary of $1,350 US. So that's super exciting for employers.
Well, and that's what I really like about that tool, right? And so, yeah, sure, there's a benefit for the business and for the company. But for a lot of employees, it's like, oh, it's all about the company, you know. But this isn't about that. This is about them. It's about helping them achieve greater success. And then you end up with mutual success because the company benefits and the employee benefits. Everybody wins. Everybody succeeds. So I really appreciate that story, and I really enjoy learning more about that tool and what it can do. And your description is fabulous. I really appreciate that. All right. Now you've heard what Daniel has to say on the value of managing and improving your emotional intelligence. Here's a pop quiz. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on the following emotional intelligence factors. All right, the first is self-awareness. This is your awareness of your own emotional temperature. This is why you think and feel the way that you do. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how aware are you of your emotional temperature? So the second is self-regulation. So how well are you able to manage your actions regardless of your emotional temperature? So Daniel talks about this as being able to get unstuck at any particular point in time. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you measure your ability to self-regulate? All right, the third is motivation. This is your ability to maintain motivation beyond concepts like money and acknowledgement and moving towards legacy. So on a scale of 1 to 10, rate how well you manage your motivation. More importantly, where do you need to improve? So if you'd like some more information on how to manage and improve your emotional intelligence, post a note to this video, send us a message, give us a call. This is your forum. We're here to help.